So, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Okay, thank you. So, the title of my presentation is Building Developer Ecosystem in Africa. Let me introduce myself. So, my name is Marijan, I'm Technical Manager at Infobip, and I'm a part of developer relation team in Infobip, and we are a part of developer experience department, which was established a couple of years ago at Infobip, and this department is actually running Infobip towards the goal of becoming a developer-centric company. So, how many of you heard for Infobip before this conference?
Hey.
Yeah. Before conference, huh? Yeah. Just to give you a brief information about Infobip, to give you the context of what we do in Africa. It won't be sales presentation, no worries. So we are, Infobip is like cloud omnichannel global leader, and we are actually first unicorn from Croatia. You can see on this map that we have more than 75 offices around the globe, more than 3,800 employees, and more than 1,100 engineers. So to give you an example of how Infobip works, for example, if you got automated SMS from your bank, you maybe got it from Infobip and your bank is maybe a client. And for example, if you got a message from your Uber driver that your car is waiting for you, you got it from Infobip because Uber is also one of our clients. On this slide, you can see that actually a lot of global tech companies are clients, such as Samsung, WhatsApp, Microsoft, and many more. Now going to what we do in Africa. So we have really strong presence in Africa for more than a decade, and on this map you can see that we have 11 offices in Africa. But before establishing developer experience department and our developer relation team, we were focused on business to business model. We were all enterprise oriented, and now, like I said, we are. This department is actually running the whole company on the way to develop-centric company. So we are very happy when we get recognition for our work. So we got this label for a top employer in Africa. In the few upcoming slides, I will talk a little bit about economic situation in Africa and give you a brief overview of startup and developer ecosystem. So lots of people are actually asking me, why are you guys doing this in Africa? So I think you can see why on this slide. So 19 of 20 fastest growing economies in the world are actually in Africa. I think it's pretty impressive information. And by 2050, it's expected to be like 2.5 billion people living in Africa, and 5 of the largest economies in Africa are Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, Morocco, and Egypt, and we have offices in all of those countries. So in a few slides, I will share with you a little bit of information about startup ecosystem, because startup is always connected with developer ecosystem. So I think this chart is pretty clear. You can see that from 2015 till last year, there is more than 1,600% growth in funding, total funding secured by African startups. So I took a few slides from the African Tech Startup Funding Report that was prepared by the Startup Africa team. So if you want to learn more about this topic, this presentation is available online. So yeah, on this slide you can see that Nigeria leads with 180 startups secured almost $1 billion US dollars last year, and there's Egypt, Kenya, South Africa, Tunisia, and Morocco. So on this slide you can see that fintech startups secured more than 40% of all funding last year, but also you can see that startups for e-commerce, retail tech, e-health, logistics, edtech, etc. Secured also funding last year. Now moving to quick overview of developer ecosystem. So this is a report from Google and Accenture. I'm using those slides to give you an overview of developer ecosystem. And we still don't have report for last year, so we're using for 2021. So 16 countries were included in this report. You can see those countries in this map. And key numbers from this report are that 716,000 developers were in Africa in 2021, and it was 3.8% increase year after year. On this slide you can see that we have some space, lots of space for improvement regarding the topic of gender. So only 15% female developers were in 2021. So all of the stakeholders involved in building a developer ecosystem in Africa have to do their efforts for these numbers to be improved in the future. Also, you can see by age profile, there is 80% of developers that are younger than 35 years, and based on professional seniority level, there's almost 50% of junior developers. On this slide, you can see that African developers are well experienced both in mobile and after this overview of startup and developer ecosystem in Africa, we can move on what we actually as Infobip do in Africa. So what are we doing in Africa? So we are building developer ecosystem, title says. And how are we doing this? Primarily by organizing lots of meetups across the continent. So how this thing started? Last year, we organized a couple of meetups in Lagos, Nigeria, and Accra. And those meetups were very successful. Lots of people came. We had full houses or meetups. Actually, had some speakers at those meetups, right? Then here, so we came with a plan for this year to cover. Not all continent, but more countries, meetups. So we have a plan for around 50 meetups for this year, and we will do several meetup tours. We actually did our first tour in February. We started with Accra, Ghana, then traveled to Nairobi, Kenya, after that to Cairo, and finishing with Casablanca. So, first meetup was in Accra in February. It was actually our second meetup there. I said the first one we did in October. And again, it was really, really good meetup, great turnout. More than 80 people showed up, which is a really good number for a meetup. Then in Nairobi, we had more than 110 people. This event was fully booked, just 1 week after the announcement, and we had space for 300 people. I'm sure everybody will, the room will be full. So that's why we will come again in Nairobi. Then moved to Cairo. Again, really good meetup there. We had the opportunity to meet with local developers and startups, and finished with Casablanca. But again, really good meetup, more than 7. Okay. So this is really important part of our meetups. So usually our meetups are divided into parts. First, we have presentations with keynotes. We have some local speakers, some Infobip speakers, and after that we have networking session. And networking sessions you have chance to meet lots of really inspiring and talented young developers and startups. So I personally met lots of developers there. Now we are in touch on a daily basis. Some of our speakers on Meetup, so like I said, we have really good local influential developer and startup speakers. For example, Rain Rule, developer from Nairobi. Then we have Ophelia and Shadrach in Accra. They share developer ecosystem in Accra, in Ghana. We had in Casablanca speaker Yusuf Kuhn, speaker and founder of one really good fintech startup, and he actually gave the overview of African tech ecosystem from a financial perspective. Yes, we had also a couple of really good startup speakers. In Nairobi, Jacob, who is a co-founder of Zurich Health. In Cairo, we had Lena Fakin, she is a co-founder of IKEA, and we are happy that both of those startups are part of our startup drive team. So we have also our colleague representing the startup drive on this tour. And in Cairo, we had another amazing speaker, Mohammed Marijan Cipcic, local developer tech scene. And previously in Lagos, we had Jesse Hassan, young and really talented developer founder at Yamaha. So it's called, this is a community in Lagos. So to sum up our tour numbers, we had 4 meetups in 4 cities, 19 speakers, 380 plus attendees, and engagement and networking. Really amazing for us. Like I said, so many young talented developers and founders. So based on our survey and testimonials we got, I think we are on a good way on building developer ecosystem in Africa. And also the media coverage was really good. All our meetups were covered really well by local media. And yeah, I must point out this. I presented you that we have 11 offices in Africa. So our colleagues from each of those cities we have meetups gave lots of efforts, in organizing these meetups. And we started with, tradition of the first meetup in Accra. So all of Infobip colleagues, I'm happy that I can announce second tour of our meetups that we held in April and May. So we'll start again with Nairobi, then Kampala, and we will close this tour with Abidjan. You can find all the news and you can keep track about our meetups also on our meetup.com group, also on our social media and Eventbrite. And yeah, this slide are used, you know, to this is actually those are the students from DevRelCon, and I will use this slide to say that this is not what we just did a couple of meetups. We want to, you know, continuously do this. We want to, you know, grow, help, you know, growing the developer ecosystem in Africa in upcoming years. And okay, so Infobip Champions program, it's still not launched yet, but we are happy that some of the developer speakers from meetups we have already registered their interest. And yeah, this is I will close with this slide. Although you saw like those meetup tours, you know, that are really intense. We are traveling every second day to another city, but we of course didn't want to miss the opportunity to see these remarkable places, such as pyramids in Giza and Safari. So this is it. I think I presented you the developer ecosystem in Africa. The tech scene in Africa is booming. And if you and your company want to join us in this journey of building the developer ecosystem in Africa, we will have you on board. Thank you.